was like a science for being sector. But then I like it. You betrayed the role. Yeah, that's scary.
Don't worry, it's okay.
No, but I haven't. That's why I
I think
haven't
it's
started.
going to be the only one trying to push it. The rest of us
That's true. I don't want to be part of this. That's okay.
If you
I
have
was
to
like,
go
half.
I think I'll
You just need to tell me.
No, I was first, but I might as well the loudest. I'll soon first.
Then you need to
Because now I
tell
see
yours.
what my brother right? And then after I
You throw in the
funny
funny story.
And then my brother also
Okay,
does.
come, let's get started.
That's a deal. Yeah, go on.
Okay, come, let's get started. Alright. Okay. Let's go through this question here. Today, this question is actually about economics. Right? It is a very simple question that has a very niche topic. Here, okay, what's the simple part of this question? Okay, the simple part of this question is basically the fact that it has the word economic inequality. Right? It's really easy to describe economic inequality in writing, right? Basically saying that someone is poorer than the other, one is facing lesser income or has lesser income, one has lesser economic opportunities, things like that. It's pretty simple to describe economic inequality. But where it becomes a problem is when we have to talk about the key topic here, capitalism. Okay? And next, we need to discuss one more thing as well. Okay? Not that it's just a consequence, the fact that it's inevitable consequence. Okay? This word inevitable is a very powerful word because it basically tells you that, oh, is it going to be stoppable? Can we prevent it? Or is it going to be the direct outcome? Okay, this is what we need to discuss here. Okay, for this specific word inevitable. So inevitable consequence, this is going to be our evaluative word. Okay, so this inevitable here, is it evitable or is it inevitable? So synonyms that we'll use to discuss this, we can use like maybe unavoidable. You can use undeniable. Maybe you can use unpreventable. Okay, then for antonyms wise, actually antonyms just remove the un. Okay, I don't want to write it out. Okay, it's pretty simple. Okay, it's more of the fact that you have to understand how to write out this inevitable part. Okay, you basically have to describe to me this very, very simple phenomenon. How, okay, is it going to be the full or total outcome? Okay, let's call it the total outcome. Okay, is it going to lead to economic inequality or can we actually mitigate it in some manner? Okay, so this is where your evaluations will take place. Okay, where your evaluations will help you to shape this specific word. Okay, this is where the evaluation of examples will stand out. Okay, so later we'll discuss that later on. Okay, then next let's move on to our key topic. What's the main topic in this question? Okay, if you tell me economic inequality, you're dead. Okay, because that is not what you're supposed to essentially discuss here. What you are going to discuss is essentially capitalism. This is going to be our main topic or theme, whereby we will discuss characteristics of capitalism. Excuse me. Okay, so what are some characteristics of capitalism? Okay, characteristics of capitalism basically talk about how the country is an ideology where people are focused on profit. Okay, how to rule a country or how to rule a society is based on profit and private ownership. Okay, so what are some basic characteristics here? Number one, we look at profit-driven ideology. Okay, and how it is based off something known as your private ownership. Okay, what are some other characteristics here? Okay, we basically look at something known as your wealth accumulation. Okay, what is wealth accumulation? Okay, basically people practice. Okay, in capitalism, people constantly practice the act of growing their wealth. Okay, but is this constantly fair? Okay, we'll discuss that later on. Another characteristic here that we look at is perhaps the unequal distribution of resources. Okay, what else does capitalism also do? Okay, so let's talk about some positives here. Okay, so capitalism, since it focuses on profit, right? If it focuses on profit, means it focuses on growing this profit, which is equivalent to focusing on efficiency as well as productivity. So capitalism is one of the main drivers of what we call innovation. Okay, this is where our innovation comes in. And we also can describe that this is how it contributes to the today's age of digitalization. Alright, so this is basically what we'll discuss for now, okay, about capitalism. These are some characteristics here about capitalism. Okay, then next, let's look at this word here, okay, our economic inequality. So economic inequality, what is this? What is its role? It's essentially our subtopic. Okay, so you can think of this as your topic B, and this is your A. Okay, so your subtopic B here, what are you going to discuss? You're basically going to discuss the types of economic inequality here. So such as you have your maybe disparities or gaps in income levels, quality of living in terms of cost, how much they are able to afford, okay, not in terms of whether they are living in, let's say, I live in a kampong, right, and you live in a HDB. Obviously, there's an income disparity here, but it's more about what we're able to afford and not what our circumstances are. Okay, focus on the money part. Okay, next, we also have, in terms of economic, not economic, it's financial, sorry. Financial resources. And lastly, we can look at, what do you call this? Economic opportunity, yes. Okay, so economic opportunities can come in the form of what? Wealth accumulation. It can come in the form of jobs. Okay? It can come in the form of being able to spend their money or grow their wealth. Alright, so yeah, so economic opportunities basically signifies that. Alright, so let me give you a very simple description of this, how this capitalism has basically caused inequality. Okay, so I just asked you guys a very simple question here. Okay, how much do you all get a week for allowance? Okay, so for me, in a week, I receive $20. Okay, last time, not now. Like last time when I was in JC, I received $20 a week. I think yeah. Okay, how much do you receive? Huh? No, it's not unfair. Okay, wait, think about it. Okay, it's not unfair because 8 years ago, inflation maybe increased like 10% at max. So you should be receiving like maybe 30 at most, I guess. Okay, but anyway, I don't really care about that. I want to know about the numbers. Okay, let's give me the numbers. How much do you receive in a week?
Wait, I think 50.
50? Okay, so I'll just write down every number here. Okay, it's more important on the numbers. What are you? 50? Okay.
Same.
50. Okay. Next.
Parents don't really give me every week. It's
So what's divided by 4 then?
um,
Just give an estimate. It's okay. You're all 50. I don't believe. Like I don't believe, man. Okay, continue this. 50 years old?
It's 200 divided by 4.
Okay, how about you? It's not 50 years old.
Supposed to be. But I don't.
So it's not 50.
But it's like depending on how much I need.
No, okay. It's I want to hear the highest number then. What's the highest number you've ever received in a week? Just say it. Don't need to be shy. I just want to do a demonstration. Huh?
I genuinely don't.
No, like maybe when it's like 0, then she'll pass.
Okay, never mind. You get 80. I
Not
see.
accurate.
50, my fucking god, you get, no, you get 120. Okay, it doesn't make sense for everyone to receive 550s, okay? It doesn't really make sense at all, okay? I did this exercise yesterday. I did this exercise yesterday, someone actually received $125 a week. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what I spent on it.
But maybe he eats like
No, but it doesn't.
lunch and dinner.
Yeah, but bro, lunch and dinner, how much you need to spend? Like $10 at max, right?
Not every day. Like 7 days.
7 days lunch and dinner, 140. Okay, yeah, sure, I guess. But $10, yeah. All right. Anyway, so this is a very basic phenomenon. All right. What's this characteristic that I'm describing here? Is basically the unequal distribution of resources. Okay. So everyone starts off differently. Okay. This is where you can look at the income disparity. Right. This is where the rich is, and this is where the poor is. Okay, so let me put it into simpler terms for you guys. Okay, we put this into K. Alright, this is how much they have or how much they earn, perhaps in a year. Alright, okay. Yeah, in a year. I was going to go with a month, but okay, this is how much you earn in a year. Right, so let's maybe remove this 2. Okay, it's because we don't really need this 2. Okay, it's two same numbers. Okay, how much would they maybe save in, let's say, a year? Okay, let's talk about maybe 10%. Okay, let's say about 10% a year. Okay, it's a bit low, but let's just say 10%. Okay, so with 10% here, this is where you get 2K, you save 5K, this one saves 8K, and this one saves 12K. Okay, you can really see, right, that their saving power is much different here. Okay, because they start off with different bases. Okay, so this will only continue to worsen. Right, so the gap here is already 10, and the gap here, if you add both together, you plus this, and you plus this, the gap here is becoming 20K. Right, it's essentially worsening. Okay, this is where we can perhaps apply a very simple concept. In capitalism, it is also known that we will accumulate our wealth. We're trying to grow our wealth. This is where they will also grow their wealth here. But who is growing at a faster rate? Obviously the rich one. Right, because they start with a better base. Let's say we apply a investing, they go and invest their money, right? Somehow they invest in Bitcoin and they manage to make it rich. But the problem is, this one maybe invests 100%. The growth is 100%. Okay, this guy invests 4K so far, he gets back total maybe 8,000. Right? This guy, he invests 24, he gets back 48. Now the gap has widened again. Okay, so this is basically how economic inequality works in capitalism and how we are essentially going to describe the unequal distribution of resources. Okay, so really last time I received 20 hours a week. I don't know how I survived that. Like, I didn't go out with friends. Like if let's say I wanted to go out with friends and eat, I had to skip lunch every day. Yeah, in school. Actually, did I really receive 20? I think it's a lie. I think I received like 40s. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so alright, so this is where I'll tell you what stand we're going to take today. Okay, so essentially the stand here that we're going to take is that economic inequality is evitable to a small extent. Okay, so we'll describe how it's a small extent. Even though the question here doesn't tell a small extent, I just want to make sure that we end up at this destination. Okay, so let me tell you how we can craft this basic topic sentence here. Okay, we start off with our opposing view. Okay, everyone can flip over to the next page to discuss the opposing views example. Okay, so here is where we are looking at the example of COVID-19. Okay, let me just briefly describe to you this example and what you need to highlight if you do want to use this example here. Okay, please highlight the first line, okay, your names of the major pharmaceutical companies. Okay, so your Pfizer, Moderna, and AstraZeneca. Okay, basically what did they do? They were the ones who managed to bid for the making of the vaccine, right? They were the ones who managed to make it up with profit during the COVID-19 period. what happened to the other smaller countries? Smaller companies, right? The smaller companies basically died or they got eaten up. Okay, that's basically how capitalism works. Because of the unequal distribution of resources, they were unable to grow their company. Okay, they were unable to flourish in this industry. This is where the big ones, the rich get richer. Okay, so what else do you need to highlight here? Okay, you can look at fifth line. Okay, this reinforced Pfizer's market dominance, ensuring it continued to attract investments and outcompete smaller firms. Okay, so this is basically whenever you want to describe how companies or businesses can dominate when they are so big. Okay, so here's the opposing view. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to write the topic sentence. Alright, it is essentially going to be following the same structure of the function plus effect. Okay, but function of what? Function of what? Capitalism, right? Okay, so that should be quite obvious. Okay, someone yesterday told me function of economic inequality. That person, I don't know, is sleeping. Okay, so function of capitalism and effect on economic inequality. Yep. Alright, so this is quite basic. Okay, so you just have to tell me what are the characteristics that you want to discuss and what type of economic inequality arises. Okay, so this is where I'll get you guys to craft out your own topic sentence here. Okay, so the function of capitalism here that we'll focus on is going to be the unequal. Two things. One is about profit maximization, and the second thing is about unequal distribution. Yeah, it feels like econs, right? Yeah, but it's not like econs. We write it in different style. Okay, so okay, get started. Write this topic sentence up. Yeah, economy is a big part of GP. But the reason why we don't cover it as much is because you might have the knowledge from econs. So it's about it's different. It's a little bit different. Because econs can like what? Back it up with like the graph. Yeah. Actually also just bullshit in econs. What do you use? What do you use?
Wait. It's okay, it's good.
It's normal.
Yeah, it's normal, right? But then after
it's
that,
normalized.
but then I went to school and then
Nobody
people don't use it. People don't use it. Like John was like, that's good. How do you know this word? I'm like, but everyone uses it.
Not everyone uses it.
Yeah, I copied it off like someone else. But apparently it's not. Like people just write along.
I only write detractors whenever there is a stand that we take, whenever we're doing rebuttal. Because this question is only rebuttal, so I don't use that. You can use it, but essentially you have to make sure that you show how the detractors. Actually, you can't use it here. Yeah, because there's no rebuttal for this question.
good together.
Help.
It's not fair that econs is our GPA.
It's okay, like I take econs and I don't know what's business.
Oh wait, you don't take cons, Vanessa?
I don't think.
Damn, you lost.
No,
I mean like,
but like, you
she
take
lost
econs
like
in
here lah, like not.
No, but Vanessa takes econs in Chinese, so
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah.
She takes econs in
You
Chinese.
take econs in Chinese.
CSC, which is kind of like.
CSC is China Studies, right?
Yeah, but.
That's not econs, right?
Econs is only a
Econs,
portion of it. It's
that's
not.
China econs.
It's not China
But
econs.
it doesn't teach you
It's
concepts.
like
you know.
history, things like that, right?
It's
Yeah,
more
like history,
like-
culture,
Yeah, that base.
bro.
Okay, but you don't need to.
No, but then like,
Hello.
I thought you all learn
Don't
like
spread false
中美关系
misinformation. Hello.
And then
bro.
中美关系 is
Hey.
a lot, it's like,
Stop. Stop spreading misinformation. Okay.
Can't even
Oops.
translate it.
wait, like the, BSP, like everything I know is just 中美关系.
Yeah, but then.
And the opium war. That's all I learned. I never learned anything.
Wait, you learn also?
No, like in Sec 3, Sec 4, like if you're in Nanyang, you have to take.
Oh yeah, okay, I understand.
Like they force
I
everyone.
also took Confucian studies. Really? Like it's a compulsory subject when I was in secondary school.
Oh,
Confucian studies. Like teach you like 孔子stuff.
that's good, that's good.
No, not really. More minus. Like we had to take literally immerse ourselves in China culture. Like we had to choose, do you want to do 剪纸 or do you want to do like what's it called? 画画, not 画画. What is it called? Ah no, calligraphy. What's calligraphy?
书法.
Oh, 书法, yes.
Oh, she does 书法.
Oh, you do 书法. Oh yes, yes, I remember.
Yeah,
She's literally
Yeah, your calligraphy club, right?
yeah.
the most Chinese person.
That's great.
That's great.
Proud of my
Prioritizing
heritage.
English as well.
So what's the economic in?
The unequal distribution.
Even greater unequal.
Which is basically economy.
Yep. Actually, you can choose whatever inequality you want. You don't have to describe this. No, the reason why I didn't write any effect on economic inequality here is because you just need to describe economic inequality as a general. You don't have to choose a specific one. Okay, so most of you should be done here. Too specific. Okay, it's very very specific.
Which one?
Yeah, income inequality gap. Too specific. Economic inequality. This one economic inequality first. Okay. Alright, let me just go through this very quickly. I think most of you should be able to get it. Okay, it's essentially just describing profit maximization and then how it leads to an even greater distribution of unequal distribution of resources. Okay, the key thing here that I think you guys might not have is basically this word at the end, across varying population segments. Okay, what does this basically tell you? This basically tells you that across different parts of a country or different parts of an economy, there will be unequal distribution of resources. Okay, so it's just a phrase that you can use here to basically describe this phenomenon. Okay, next, let us move on to the elaboration. Okay, so just as a reiteration, let me just tell you once again. Elaboration, what is the main purpose of it? Okay, the purpose of it is to provide a very simple bridge between your topic sentence and your example. Okay, how are you supposed to bridge this gap? Okay, you always try to bridge this gap by answering and making the topic sentence as detailed as possible, right? Okay, this is how you do it. You basically ensure that there are no logic gaps here. Because there will definitely be questions that the examiner or marker will have about your topic sentence. So what are the questions here that you can think of to kind of counter those questions before they ask you, before they essentially mark you down? Okay, so what's the first question here that we can think of? Alright, I need you guys to take 1 minute, okay, and come up with 2 questions here. Okay, so basically your how or why topic sentence occurs. Okay, you need to come up with these guiding questions here. Okay, so I need you to come up with about 2 of them. Okay, what are the 2 possible questions here? Okay, just quickly think of it or write it down, up to you. Then I'll ask you guys for it. Okay, so let's start off with the first question. Brianna, any clue?
Like, how does capitalism prioritize like development?
Okay, so first question, if you start with how, okay, sorry to say, but it's actually wrong. Okay, the first question that we'll ask here is essentially why. Okay, why does capitalism prioritize wealth accumulation? Okay, because this is going to be our first paragraph. Okay, so in our first paragraph, we try to define maybe as many vague terms as possible, many vague concepts as possible. Right now, when I read this, I don't really know why capitalism prioritizes wealth accumulation. Okay, so to describe this, okay, to help you to answer this is where you basically look at private ownership. Okay, because they are based on a private ownership, capitalism is basically based on private ownerships. Okay, they would want to grow. That's their main. Basically, that's their main goal. Okay, main goal is to grow their profits, grow their company, and grow their financial situation. Okay, basically benefit their financial situation. Okay, the key thing here is because of private ownership. Okay, next thing that we look at is basically so how does capitalism promote wealth accumulation? Okay, basically, how does wealth accumulation happen? Right, this is the next question that we'll discuss here. How will people actually grow their money? Okay, so some words here that I'll give you, very simple. We will just use the words like grow. We will use the words like invest, and we will use the words. Okay, no, let's just use this two first. Okay, then after that, the last question here is, why is economic inequality inevitable? Okay, this is our opposing view. Okay, remember this is our opposing view. So why is it inevitable? Okay, for this last question here, you just basically describe it as how we cannot essentially avoid the entrenchment. Okay, this word, you can try to use it. Okay, I don't need you to give me so much details about this inevitable part because we will be describing this in the example. Okay, sorry, yes. We'll be describing this in the evaluation of example itself. Okay, so just a very short elaboration, okay, to get yours started. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. cool. It's cool.
Wait, no, can you turn the fan thing?
Up, is it?
What color is blowing there?
This topic is not for you. Right?
No, wait. You guys have a one? No? Oh.
You don't use.
Huh? What? How they don't teach you about like
No.
economic system?
They teach you about economic terms.
Huh?
Yeah, so like
I know like market dominant.
the market, you can use the market dominance here, you can talk about economies of scale, you can talk about monopoly, okay,
No,
maybe
it's
not
not, it's
monopoly, maybe oligopolies.
No, but it's not.
There's economies of scale, what? Right?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I won't describe it now. Please don't.
Define economic system.
You will have to define it, so you can't use it here.
Shit, I know it.
What's economies of scale?
No, I know.
Oh.
No, but I forgot.
It's get me. I thought you all learned it. It's part micro. It's micro, right?
Yeah.
I also. I did tell you before. When I studied for econs. I got A.
Oh, what flex.
Yeah. Because it's not flat, not flat. It's the L moment. Then I didn't study for chem. Yeah, I studied the hardest for chem. I think the last month of A levels, right? Out of all five subjects. Yeah, we have 5 subjects back then. All 5 subjects, maybe you're supposed to dedicate about equal time each, right? Chem I spent about 80% time. I got C.
Maybe too much time.
Best part of my tuition also nasty. There was just this fat guy sitting on the chair. Then he would talk to us in his mind. The whole lesson.
Everything is. Should I put those?
Okay. That's it. I lost, is it?
I'm just thinking how to phrase it. 'Cause, yeah.
Okay. Okay, no worries. The first paragraph I think is the most. The first paragraph is the most jargon heavy one. Yeah. Okay. The subsequent paragraphs will not be so focused towards capitalism itself anymore. Right. Okay.
I'm not even talking about.
Okay, now I'll take a look at your answers later. Okay, so firstly, right, let me just describe what I have written. Okay, so whatever is in purple is basically why does capitalism prioritize what wealth accumulation? Okay, why? Because it operates upon a private ownership model, with individuals dictating the direction of any growth rather than traditional systems of having the state do so. Okay, actually I think I could do with more details here, okay, by stating how the state would usually traditionally do what? Make the welfare of citizens all equal. Okay, but in this situation we can't. Okay, I mean I have not. Okay, so maybe I'll just add this in. Okay, I'll just add this in. Okay, so I think I'll just add this in here. With having the state. Rather than traditional systems of having the state control the wealth for citizens to mutually, okay, not equally, must write mutually enjoy. Because if you write equally, what type of system is that? That's basically communism, really. Okay, and we don't want to advocate communism instead of capitalism, right? So, yeah. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, with capitalism being a system so focused upon profit. Okay, so just now we are talking about how it promotes wealth accumulation. Okay, with it being so focused on profit, the scenario of wealth accumulation amidst an uneven playing field. Listen, and here, amidst an uneven playing field. Uneven playing field is more of a reality than ever. The cycles of reinvestment and growth of their monetary resources only serve to widen this chasm between individuals of different economic circumstances, entrenching them in a state of irreversibility. Okay, so this is just basically telling you how it is essentially inevitable. Alright, how we will always lead to this problem whenever we have capitalism. Okay, so how do I basically show that it is, inevitable? Okay, basically of this word, irreversibility. Okay, this is how we end up inevitable. Okay, then we will describe it in further detail in our evaluation example. So let's do it, the evaluation of example right now. Okay, so this is where we would. Okay, this is where we would use. Okay, our strategy. Sorry, not strategy yet. Okay, so this is where we would think of what specific purpose we will want to do for the evaluation of example. Okay, I might give you some time to copy down the evaluation of this one. Prominence of E. Okay, it's good. Entrenched what? Entrenched in their situation. Okay.
Isn't entrenched like getting fired?
No, that's retrenched. Yeah. Entrenched is like you get stuck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like what's a trench?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like basically entrenched means you're stuck in the trench. So yeah, just think of it that way. They does lose. Then actually I don't know where does retrench come from. Doesn't make sense. Retrench means you go back into another trench. Right? Never mind. They does lose their source of income. Source of income cannot. Yeah, so this doesn't make. So you thought retrenchment is it? Yeah, so cannot. Okay, so this on the bottom. Yeah, it doesn't make sense anymore. Okay, but essentially what you've written in the beginning is fine. The only problem here I do not see is where's the economic inequality. Get it? Okay, because you are just
write it here.
yeah, you're supposed to write it here lah, but you did. Okay, let's move on first. Okay, everyone should be copying. Should be done copying. Okay, let me take your answer first. You cannot write in that thing. So, when, however, in an attempt to, yeah. Okay, so why are they disadvantaged?
The uneven playing field.
Yeah, so you need to describe how they have differing. Okay, actually, let's mark it all resources.
Hey, Jinji, I need the stand.
Also recording.
You use the invert the half buck stand I created.
Okay, okay.
Like you just lean on the cards against humanity, right? It will work.
Okay.